Què tal? Bon dia, benvinguts i...
Good morning and welcome to... Oh, let me just check my microphone. And thank you for being here at this event on local and regional governments time network. I'll be very brief as we do not have much time. I'd just like to say that this is the culmination of a years-long process pushing for these policies, these time policies. This process started back in the 1990s, and in Barcelona in the early 2000s there were some important moves, and in 2008 with the creation of the European Network of Cities, which then moved to France, and therefore now we're taking the baton from them again. Without further ado, I'd like to say that the economic and social context is now favorable to rethink these time use policies. The pandemic, the climate emergency, the feminist agenda, or digitalization are all factors which have contributed to this. And I'd like to highlight the cooperation between different institutions and different public administrations and the different associations. Without them, without their cooperation, this would have not been possible. Getting this far would have not been possible. Before introducing our first speaker, I'd like to say that a good time management has a positive impact in many areas, in health, mental and physical health, family life, and also different areas of the economy, such as tourism. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome the fourth Deputy Mayor for LGBTIQ and equality and social sustainability in the Town Hall in Barcelona's City Council. I'd like to ask all our speakers to stick to the time they've been allocated, and please be very brief. This will be extremely important to manage to complete the session in time. So welcome, Ms. Laura Perez. Good morning. Welcome to Barcelona. I'd like to welcome all representatives from different organizations and cities, and also those of you following the session online. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this city, which has made a huge, and also I'd like to thank our colleagues and organizers, heads of department of the City Council of Barcelona, and Marta Junque particularly, for their efforts to make this event happen. I would also like to thank Catalan institutions, the Metropolitan area of Barcelona, the Diputació de Barcelona, the Generalitat de Catalunya, because this is such a huge challenge that it is obvious that we need everybody's help, and we need to work in coordination with all these institutions. Roger already mentioned the precursors of this event. As a network, already in 2008, Barcelona was leading the creation of a European network of cities for time use management. And we began to work on this project to share good practices with other cities who were keen to articulate different time use policies from different perspectives. Today is an important date. It's a happy occasion. We started yesterday, we opened this week yesterday, where time use policies were at the center of our work, but we are also celebrating how Barcelona is taking the lead again on this topic, explaining how urban policies, how cities are able to establish and create time use policies that can improve life in the city and offer more well-being to our citizens. This comes with a commitment from our city. In 2012, the leadership of the network was transferred. I'd like to thank all the work done in this past few years to keep this network active in what have been rather difficult years, and relaunching this network for the Barcelona City Council is clearly an opportunity. First of all, to go deeper in time use policies associated to care, to sustainability of our cities, to digitalization, which is a pressing challenge for us all, and also to broaden the outreach of the network, which originally had, the network originally had. Other cities from other places in the world have become part of this network, not just in Europe, but also from other parts of the world. Why do I mention Barcelona so much and our leadership and our interest in leading this network? Well, this is because we have a need to make all urban policies, to make sure that all urban policies factor in time. This has a huge impact on health. Researchers are very clear on that. But not only on health, also when we talk about mobility, about the 15-minute city, we are talking about a particular model of city. In the case of Barcelona specifically, we talk about the superilla, the super block, to reduce traffic calming measures in different parts of the city. We talk about feminism, obviously. We talk about care. And socially, I am afraid I only have 1 minute left and have not enough time to go into detail with this. I'd like to just celebrate this initiative. We can not only continue working on already existing practices and continue fostering this network, but we can also broaden our outreach and include and incorporate new areas into our role. And we can also continue debating with one another issues such as time poverty, such as the quality of our democracies, and specifically when talking about urban planning, how we imagine our cities should be, what kind of spaces they should have, and what sort of mobility and transport there should be in our cities. That's all from me. I am very grateful I'm very grateful to the technical team and all the administrations for their work and for their success in making this event a reality.
Moltes gràcies.
Many thanks, Laura, and thank you also for your strict timekeeping. Now let's move to the addresses from institutional representatives who have 2 minutes each. It is important to remember this timing, and let's kick off with Marina Lafay from Strasbourg. Marina Lafay, who's responsible for time use policies in Strasbourg.
I see my smile. I want just to say that I'm very happy to be here today in Barcelona, in face-to-face. After the pandemic, it's very important for us because the network, the international network, are very necessary. Almost for me and people like me, I'm new in politics, So we have to exchange some ideas about experience, innovation, and to ask some questions, to say something in Barcelona also. So that's very important. The second reason, that's because Strasbourg. It is logical that Strasbourg is here today because we are an European capital, and as we said yesterday, there is no borders for time policies. It is an international subject, and yesterday we talked about an European academy, so it is important for Strasbourg to be here, and we are open to help you for that. And perhaps you ask us why we are expecting today. I would like to say that in Strasbourg, with our new mayor and team, we are very the climate change is a challenge which is very important for us. The first day we arrived in the municipality, we declared the emergency for the climate. So I guess that we can perhaps affirm that more stronger together. That it's yesterday Jean-Yves Boulin said that the time policies are also a good level to work about the climate, and I think it can be the main goal for me to be here also. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Marina Lafay, regidora de Polítiques del Temps d'Estrasburg, and thank you for respect a través en streaming online, amb Iris Buixonet, tinent alcaldessa de la metròpoli de...
We shall continue with Iris Buixonet, Deputy Mayor of the Metropolis of Rennes, and she will be speaking to us remotely.
Happy with the relaunch of European network and the signing of the Declaration of Barcelona. We are joining the network for three main reasons. For the exchange of experience, because we think that we have a lot to gain from the exchange of experience between European local authorities on the subject of time policies, as we do in France with Tempo Territorial. To promote the subject together at the European level, it is important to raise the issue of the right to time at this level in order to improve the quality of life of inhabitants of our countries and to fight against inequality. Finally, because we believe that time policies can be a lever in the fight against climate change, for example, by making better use of existing infrastructures and extended of shifted time periods rather than building new infrastructures. This will be the subject of the next Temporel meeting in Rennes on the 25 and 26 November, and more broadly, it is an element that can contribute to the European Green Deal. This is why we are pleased to participate in the launch of the local and regional government Times Network. Thank you.
Seguim i ho fem amb Guillem Espriu, director de...
We shall continue with Guillem Espriu. Guillem Espriu from the Metropolitan area of Barcelona. Good morning. After these very brief, pithy presentations, I've cut back my text. The metropolitan area is committed to the relaunch of the network and implementation of urban and local policies concerning time. It is an opportunity to share experiences and practice and to promote time use policies as a promoter of economic and social development. the economic areas, including metropolitan areas, which also can be a source of conflict and social issues, which we must deal with in a coordinated fashion. The metropolitan area needs a policy of a certain scale to deal with time poverty and carry out planning which covers the whole metropolitan area and their spatial dimension, and to ensure sustainable development. That is why the capacity to act coordinatedly with other metropolitan and city authorities is key to our strategy, and to contribute to reform the national and local agendas.
Moltes gràcies, Guillem Espriu.
Thank you very much, Guillem Espriu. And we continue online with Katja Kruger, President of Tempo Territorial.
Thank you. We are very happy of the relaunch of our network. Thank you, Barcelona. And I can assure you that Tempo Territorial will be at your side to continue the work we have been doing together for the last few years. So Tempo Territorial, we are a national network in France of actors working on time policy issues. And it brings together local authorities, scientific organizations, association, consultants, companies, and people concerned with facilitating the conciliation of personal and professional time. And Tempo Territorial promotes exchange, sharing, learning, mutualization, cooperation between actors of time policies in order to support the actors of the territories in the implementation of time policies, integrate the temporal dimension at appropriate level in the fields of planning and environment, economic development, transport, social action, mobility, culture, sport, leisure activities, to build a place. It's a place of capitalization, a center of resource and innovation on time policy stakes, and to encourage the exchange of good practice in terms of awareness raising, methodological analysis, organization of consultation, implementation of concrete actions, communication, etc. And we are very happy and proud and honored to be with you today. Tempo Territorial has a long tradition in the exchange with our friends and colleagues from Spain, Italy, Germany, Belgium, etc. And the European network is very important for us. And we have been part of it since its birth. We are convinced that our European network can give another dimension to time policies for us, and I greet my colleagues who are also present. The network on a European level allows an exchange of experience, bigger exchange, transfer of initiatives and construction of a common language between us. And it allows to reinforce the legitimacy of time policies at national and local level in our countries. It allows to promote these policies on a European level to show how they contribute to the common good, how they contribute to equality between people. And it allows to conduct joint projects, either in the form of working groups or by conducting time policy projects carried out in parallel in several cities for the city, to think of the city of the future. And our network can be a fantastic example of how constructive dialogue between our cities and countries can also consolidate brotherhood and cooperation between people. And at a time when populists are gaining ground through Europe and the world, and at a time when unbridled competition is causing the devastation we know about, it is necessary to reaffirm the values we stand for: a greater respect for our environment, a higher quality of life, more solidarity, and above all, more equality between people. So thank you a lot.
Thank you a lot to you, Katja Kruger, President of Tempo Territorial. I ara seguim endavant.
And now we move forward. We're almost halfway through these interventions, and we shall hand the floor to Territorial Carbonell, coordinator of the area of equality and social sustainability of the Barcelona Provincial Authority, or Provincial Council. Good morning, everyone. And let me say that for us, yesterday, our representative was also present in the opening session, and we are delighted to be here with you today because this morning we can, if you like, get a fresh start to these policies on time, with renewed action, with renewed energy in a network approach, and taking a fresh look at the big challenges of our time: digitalization, crisis of cares, climate emergency, and social emergencies. From the equality and social sustainability area in Barcelona, we are happy to add our voice to this alliance and wish to be active in the whole process of reactivating this network. What we want to do is to transform cities, at the same time foster projects which have a big added value with a view to ensuring social cohesion and quality of life. From the Barcelona Provincial Council, for the past 15 years, we have been, if you like, at the forefront of time policy. In Moraleda, from the City Council and the Barcelona Provincial Council, worked together with municipalities to set up the network of towns and cities for better use of time. This network was a framework to breathe life into new projects, cooperating with the world of academia, seeking out best research, and the, if you like, advocacy at local level, and also activating elected officials and top officials on the City Council of Barcelona. We wish to add a voice to this new network, and our commitment as an institution is a strong commitment to ensure that these models and best practices are shared with the 300, all from the 311 municipalities on Barcelona province, and we wish to be in this network to continue providing an impulse to these policies concerning use of time. We have a wide variety in our province, very, very small towns, villages, but also huge cities. And we wish to share strategies and a strategical approach. And we must recognize the right to the use of time as a citizen's right, and to achieve our main purpose as an institution, our main mission, to guarantee social sustainability and healthy lifestyles in all our towns and cities. Thank you.
Moltes gràcies també a tu.
Thank you very much, Teresa Llorenç Carbonell, coordinator of the Equality and Social Sustainability area at the Barcelona Provincial Council. And now we move to Italy, online. Let me hand the floor to Donatella Mostacchi, President of the Committee for Equal Opportunities and Welfare of Human Resources at the Metropolitan City of Milano.
Participate to Time Use Week and represent here today for the Metropolitan area of Milan Mrs. Arianna Censi, who has been recently re-elected City Councillor of the Municipality of Milan. Our Mayor has delegated her as Councillor of Mobility and Transport Policies, items strictly connected to time use policies. Coming to our metropolitan area and to the question why the metropolitan area of Milan is joining the time use network, let me say that our institution has an extension of 1,500 kilometers, includes 133 different municipalities and more than 3 million of inhabitants, divided into 7 homogeneous districts for history, population, economic and geographic framework. In our area, infrastructures, industrialization and agriculture exist all together. Local governments support everyday citizens, men and women, to improve their welfare and their use of time. Nowadays, time use policies are surely strategical, considering the complexity of society, even after the changes occurred in our life due pandemic effects. Well, joining this network means having the possibility to optimize time use for everybody. Through this network will be strategical for us exchanging and meantime learning different experiences, projects and solutions in this field to offer new instruments and possibilities to our stakeholders for a better quality of life in our areas. The network is the best way to inspire and to be inspired to a more inclusive society. Thank you and have a good time.
Gràcies també a la Donatella Mostacci i també per respectar
Donatella Mostacci, and for respecting the 2 minutes, as everyone else, and I'm most grateful for that. Here we have Dr. Angelo Ginnacaro, who is the Councillor responsible for time policy in the city of Bolzano. Good morning, I shall be very brief.
I really believe strongly in the value of collaboration between European institutions with similar social organizations. From collaboration, from the exchange of best practice, and from mutual knowledge can arise innovative urban and regional life models able to face future challenges. The city of Bolzano is among the first European cities to have adopted time of policies as a form of participatory public action in favor of the citizens' quality of life. For us, it is an honor to be here in this European context because it gives a confirmation that what we have done up to now in our city has a wide following internationally. We want to contribute with conviction to the development of time policies and the reform of this network, and in particular, we wish to underline the importance of formation in this issue of governance aimed at politicians and administrators. The city of Bolzano, that I represent here as a city councillor of time of policies, is committed to disclose at a regional and national level the best practice of a better organization of time and space that have been implemented in these years by our administration. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Angelo Giannacaro.
Thank you very much, from Dr. Angelo Giannacaro from Bolzano. And online we have Romina Russo, who is councillor from Bergamo, but she's not around. So let's move straight on to Nuria Vergés, who is Director General of Care, Time, or Youth Organization and Equality at Work. She's a General Director. She's from the General Directorate of Time Policies and Care of Catalan Government. Good morning. I'd like to start thus by thanking all those persons, governments, institutions, local and regional bodies who have spent so much time and so much energy for the Time Use Initiative and to ensure this meeting is possible, this relaunching is possible. And therefore, we take up the challenge and rejoin this network, because the right to have time should be guaranteed to all peoples in all cities. The relaunching is an opportunity for Catalonia, and we must make possible a Catalan network which will assist all people, including women, especially women, who do a lot of unpaid work because they care for us. The work of care guarantees our survival and has been more important and significant than ever, and that has been borne out during COVID-19 pandemic. And we should make it visible and give it pride of place in terms of time. And that's why time policies must incorporate the dimension of care dimension and time involved. It's the only way that guaranteeing the right to time is meaningful for all, and be they men, women, or wherever they come from. The policies of time must be developed in our towns and cities, and we have more than 100 sign-ups to the Charter. And we need to multiply the networks in the whole of Catalonia. Local experience we have in Catalonia are pioneering. I must recognize the work done and learn jointly. From the Director General of Care Time Organization, this is work, and from the Department of Equality and Feminism, which to foster the setting up of a Catalan network for the right to time, which includes municipalities, companies, institutions, and bodies, and generate spaces for joint learning and find a formula for their recognition. And we shall continue from Catalonia setting up networks, forming part of networks, even internationally, with other governments committed to the reorganization of time. That is why we are here in this relaunching of the network of local and regional governments for time. Thank you very much.
Moltes gràcies, Núria Vergés, directora general de...
Thank you very much, Núria Vergés, General Director of Time Policy and Care of Catalan Government. After these addresses now, we shall formalize the change of Secretarial of the network. And two persons will be here, Jean-Yves Boulin, who is the coordinator of the European Cities for Time Use Policy and a member of Territorial, and Marta Junque, who is the coordinator of the Barcelona Time Use Week.
Well, good morning. To those who I have not met until now, yes, it's a return to the origin, actually, because the network, the idea of an international network has been originated in Barcelona in 2009. And I remember that at this time there was a lot of participants coming from several countries, not only Italy, France, and Spain, but also Finland, Netherlands, Germany. For me, it's so due to difficulties, the Tempo took the monitoring of the network in 2013, and also we have organized two international meetings at this time in 2013 and 14. But what we have noticed is the fact that there was difficulties to organize meetings, to set up working groups as we have intended, because of the lack of economic resources. And progressively there was less and less participants in our meetings. And this is why I think it is important to try to find these economic resources, to find funds to continue to function, to continue to have a network, a lively network. And we have applied in 2016 16 and 17, we have applied to a European program. It was a program actually well designed for us. It was a Europe for Citizens program. But unfortunately, and Bergamo, the Italian cities were very, very active. Bergamo took the lead, and we have a very important and very serious meetings with colleagues from Belgium, from France, Strasbourg mainly, but also Rennes, and Tempo, of course, and also colleagues from Spain, Bilbao, and Barcelona. But unfortunately, we failed. And I think that it is very important to try to find this kind of economic resources to continue to have a lively network. So I am happy today to transfer the monitoring of the network to our colleagues from Barcelona, and to Marta, Junque, and all the colleagues of Barcelona. And I think, as I said at the beginning, it's a just return to the origin. And so I wish, and I will continue to work with them. I will continue to monitor with them the network, because I think that Tempo Tempo Territorial is a network of cities, a national network, but I think it is very important to have such a network in order, for instance, to sustain the project we have to set up a European Academy on time issues and time policies. So welcome to the monitoring of the network, Marta.
Thank you. Good morning, colleagues. Good morning, the colleagues that have managed to be here today, and also those that are online but wanted to be present in today's meeting. I want to start saying thank you very much, all of you, for your words, and especially for your commitment and for your mood. No? I can see hope today, I can see excitement today, I can see happiness today, and that's very good to relaunch a network. It is a pleasure to see that we all share an aligned view on what the time policies can do to improve the quality of life of citizens. How can policies can build a better, a healthier, a more equalitarian, and more sustainable society. It is really a pleasure to see that it's not just some institutions from Barcelona, some civil society from Catalonia. It's also a moment that is shared with other institutions, with other governments around the world. As a coordinator of the Barcelona Time Use Initiative, it is an honor to be part of this relaunch, and especially it's an honor to have your trust to become the new secretariat of the network. I want especially to thank to Tempo Territoriale, and especially to Genevieve and Katja to have dynamized the network until now. It has not been easy, but they have kept the boat floating on the sea. So thank you very much, and I think that everybody wants to give you a big applause. But colleagues from Tempo Territoriale, as Katja has said, I'm so glad to know that you are not going very far, that you will be working day to day together to keep working and implementing this network. I want also to express that we, all the people that today we are creating the network, I'm pretty sure that we will work very hard to ensure that in the next 2 years we can have a local and regional agenda for time policies. And these will be concrete recommendations and concrete examples on how to implement
time policies in other towns, cities, metropolitan areas, provincial councils, and regions around Europe and around the world. To finalize, I would like to summarize 4 characteristics of this new relaunch of the network. The first one is that we are expanding the network. Until now, it was a city network, and now is a local, metropolitan, provincial, and also regional network. I think that this also expressed that, as you have said, time policies are a complex matter, and many matters are not only managed on the cities, are also managed from a metropolitan and from a regional point of view. So we believe that that's also very important. Also, we are expanding the width of the network. We will do that in a worldwide point of view, and we already have received some applications from other cities and from other regions in the world, like Sao Paulo, Buenos Aires, Montevideo, different regions that they also want to be part of this movement, of this network. To work in a more structured basis, we will relaunch the network, we will create a new board of the network. In this board, to take the day-to-day decisions, we will have represented the city of Bolzano, the city of Strasbourg, and the city of Barcelona, together with Tempo Territorial and BTUI. We believe that this also will give certain structure to the network to ensure that we don't lose the dynamism. And last but not least, as I said, I think that now we are those that are committed and have been committed for a long time. But as you have said, the network needs to expand. And so we are also very happy to know that there are other territories, other cities that want to join, as it is the case of Terrassa City Council, Lleida, Girona, they are Catalan municipalities as well, but as well other municipalities from France as Lille. With all of that, we will work very hard in the next years to deliver concrete policies that can help to put the right to time in the political, social, and economical agenda. Colleagues, we count with all of you to make this possible. Let's the network will relaunch.
Moltes gràcies.
Thank you very much. We're coming to the end of this session and in order to do so, we're going to have a group photo with everyone who's taken part in this session, whether online or in person. On the floor, you'll see some spaces marked. Please stand over here and pose for the photo.
Moltes gràcies a tothom per ser-hi.
Thank you all very much for being here for taking part in this session, and I'm informed that we have a glass of cava waiting.